All right, video number 3 coming up here. Now we're going to take our fractions we've been working with, getting better with our fractions. And we are going to solve equations with them. Let's do some solving of equations. Let's jump into it. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever seen that dark green before. Nice. Okay, so far in the first 2 videos, we were evaluating stuff. We weren't solving for x. Now we're gonna work our way backwards, solve for x. So you got to remember all your solving. Just solving equations, nothing super crazy here. I got 8 problems for you. So review. Let's do it. Okay, easing in. So now we're solving for x. We have x here is being divided by 3, so we want to do the opposite division and multiply by 3. You guys can do this one. Just getting our brains warmed up here. -2 times 3 gives us -6. Now, what if I have a fraction in front, though, instead of just division? Well, it's really the same thing, right? Multiplying by a fifth is the same as dividing by 5. So you could think about this as multiplying by 5, or you could think about flipping this. Remember, we don't divide by fractions. We multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by 5 over 1. And if you want to double check yourself, these cross cancel. So we're left with 1x, which is what we want. It's the whole point of doing this. And then 2 over 1 times 5 over 1 is just 10 over 1, or just 10. So we get x equals 10. How are we feeling so far? Easing in, getting some easy ones done. Good? Cool. All right, now we got a little 2-stepper, but same idea. We still have division here. You could do this 2 ways. You could think about it as divide or multiplying by 3 to get the 3 off the bottom. And then you're left with 2x equals 24. And then we divide by 2. And we get x equals 12. You could think about it that way. Another way you could have done it is we could have really thought about this as 2/3 x equals 8. And you could have multiplied by 3 over 2. You're right. Instead of dividing by 2/3, we multiply by 3 over 2. Sorry, made a little mistake there. And again, to help yourself here, you could have cross-canceled and just done 4 times 3, and that also gives you 12. So again, that cross-canceling can be really nice, can save you a ton of time. So that is really cool. Very cool. All right. That was a good job. That was the easing in portion. Let's try a little bit trickier. Maybe not trickier is the right word. A little bit more involved. Okay, same idea on this one like we were doing earlier. Instead of dividing by 3/5, easiest way to get rid of a fraction, multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5/3. This is going to become 1 over here. That's why we're doing it. We get 1x because it's going to be 15 over 15, right? And then over here, we get 1/4 times 5/3 gives us 5/12. I don't think we can simplify that anymore, so that is your answer. What do we think? Good work, folks. Okay, now we're getting the y by itself here. And it's being added by 1/3, so we're going to subtract that 1/3 from both sides. And then we're going to have to do a little math here. If we turn 2/5 and one, well, we need them to get a common denominator. Right? So the easiest one is 15. So 2/5, if we turn that into 15, so we got to multiply by 3 over 3. That gives us 6/15. And then we're going to subtract by 1/3. And if we want to turn that into 15ths, we're going to multiply by 5 over 5, which gives us 5/15. So we get 6/15 minus 5/15, which gives us y equals 1/15. Oh, if I can fit it. Barely. Barely fit it down there, kids. Nice. Okay, now we got another two-stepper. First thing we got to do is subtract a fifth. If we turn a whole 2 into fifths, we get 10 fifths, right? Now we got a quarter x equals 10 fifths minus 1/5. So we get 1/4 x equals 9 fifths. Now we still have a quarter with the x. We don't want that. Flip-flop it and multiply. So we'll multiply both sides by 4/1. Oh, we're running out of room here. We get x equals 9 times 4 is 36/5. Can't simplify that anymore, but it's like 7 1/5. Sorry, this looks terrible. 36 fifths. Isn't this fun? Isn't math just great? Isn't it so great? All right, here we go. 2 more problems, and we'll call it on this episode of review of Algebra 1. Okay, now we're getting to the fun stuff. So let's distribute here, get rid of the parentheses, and we get 3/5 x minus 3/5 equals -2. So now we need to add 3/5 to both sides. Now we already said -2 turned into tenths is -10 fifths. We saw that, I'm sorry, turned into fifths is -10/5. And then we're adding, we had to add 3/5 to both sides. We're adding 3/5. Now be careful with your negatives here, right? The 5, whoops, and I forgot my x. So we get 3/5 x equals -10/5 plus 3/5. So -10 plus 3 still stays negative because the -10 is bigger, but they cancel each other out a little bit. And we get -7/5 there. Okay, and now we still got this little 3/5 guy here. Okay, still got this little 3/5 guy. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5/3 to get rid of it. Now again, you can do some cross canceling. Look at these 5s cancel. Saves you so much time, kids. We get x equals -7/3, -7/3. Okay? You feeling okay? You could have also, we could also just got rid of this fraction first. I don't know if you want to do it that way. Probably good to learn how to just distribute it and solve it. All right. Two-stepper here. Let's get rid of this half first. So there's more than 2 steps. So we need to turn 3 into halves. 3 into halves is what? 6 halves. Is that right? Yeah. So we get 1/4 x equals 1/5 x. And then plus 3, which we're going to turn, we're going to turn that into 6 halves minus 1/2. So we get 1/4 x equals 1/5 x. Smallest little x you've ever seen, plus 5 halves. Okay, now we got to get this 1/5 x over. So it's going to be 1/4 x minus 1/5 x. The closest thing that goes into both of those is 20ths. And if we do this, we're going to get 5/20ths x minus 4/20ths. I'm subtracting the 1/5 from both sides and turning it into 20ths. It's going to be 5/20ths x minus 4/20ths x equals 5 halves. God, what a problem. Who came up with this? Who came up with this? I did. So we get 1/20th x equals 5 halves. But then again, we got to get the 1/20th away. And that's the same as multiplying both sides by 20 over 1, or just 20. So we multiply both sides by 20 over 1. I cancel on this side, that's why we did it. We got x equals, and then again, we can cross cancel here. We're left with 5 times 10. So x equals 50. What a nice number. Gosh, so good. Just so good. There's so much talent here. Same with you though, too. Hope you have a great day. Hope you're enjoying these. See ya.